Frank Furedi writes about it really well now. But in recent years, since social media, I would say therapy culture has just escalated to the point where I think young women don't see it as a worldview. They just see that as kind of life. So they interpret everything through this therapeutic lens. So their lives, their relationships, their emotions. And I think it has elevated to the level of religion. So you think of all the kind of characteristics of religion, we just mimic them with therapy culture. So instead of praying, we just repeat our like positive affirmations. Instead of like seeking salvation, you'll go on like a healing journey. Instead of like, you know, resisting temptation from the devil, you'll reframe your intrusive thoughts. And so I think for young women in particular who are becoming less religious, this kind of therapeutic worldview has completely replaced that void.
What does a therapeutic worldview consist of? What does that mean?
Like seeing problems in your life, kind of pathologizing problems and experiences as something medical, rather than I'm just experiencing this emotion or kind of age-old anxiety. Now it's become a medical issue. So things like talking in the language of attachment styles and trauma, and losing the language of just ordinary hurt and disappointment and things like that.
And for some reason, this is giving some kind of solace or comfort, order being brought out of chaos.
I think it gives the comfort religion gives, and the consolation of like you see young women on TikTok saying things like they won't pray to God, but they'll give a request to the universe and like have faith in that.
Yeah.
And so I think it gives all the comfort of religion, but it takes away the inconvenient parts. So any actual demands on you or kind of restrictions on your freedom or anything like that.
Being held to standards of behavior, etc.
So it has what women are craving in modern life, I think, which is belonging and security in something and faith in something, but it's a much easier version of religion.
Slippery religion.
Yeah.
How many of these girls are in therapy, do you think?
A lot. There was a study recently showing 32% of all 12 to 17-year-olds in America have either had therapy, been on medication, or had some kind of treatment in 2023.
Over a single year, one third.
Which is insane. And I was talking to someone about that statistic, and they were like, "Oh, that's great. That's amazing." And I was thinking, that's a bleak statistic. So yeah, I think there's the girls that are in therapy, which is a lot, but then there's also the girls who are just like living in therapy culture. So it's just, they scroll through Instagram and it's all about attachment styles, trauma. They go on TikTok and it's like a trauma-informed therapist telling them like red flags they should watch out for. And just like, there's the actual therapy, which I'm sure there's useful therapists, but there's also just this culture, which is just the world that they're swimming in.
Yeah, so you're never able to switch it off. I think Alain de Botton was sat in that same seat as you. Big proponent of psychotherapy. I think trained as a psychotherapist himself too. Owns a School of Life, which isn't just a YouTube channel, but a psychotherapy facility here in London.
Yeah.
And even he, like the biggest proponent of it, I think would very much say that there is a time for therapizing.
Yes.
And then there is a time to not, in the same way as going to the gym. There is a time to train and then there is a time to recover.